Good morning and welcome to Better Thyself segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. To be happy, in the real sense of term, you need to be authentic. You need to be self-aware. But there are always constraints on being so. And until and unless you can walk your way, you can find your journey's path, you cannot be authentic and you cannot be successful. There was a comment today morning that is finding your own path, does it relate to success? Well, success is a very, very comparative term, very personal. For one person, success can be materialistic. A businessman is successful if he becomes global. A spiritual man is successful if he can achieve salvation. A person who is family oriented is successful when he has a close knit family and all the happiness without all the luxuries. They are immaterial. So it varies. But the most important thing is if you are happy in whatever you are doing, then you are successful. So finding your own path to success is essentially finding your own path in life and finding your own path to yourself, and most importantly, finding your own path to your authentic self. And for that is necessary to be cut off from all the constraints. You cannot understand the working life of person who is chained. And finding your own life path involves deep understanding of the subject and decision making at every moment. Sometimes these decisions are small and insignificant, but many times they might be life changing. And if they are life changing and are not able to take a decision because you are constrained by various factors, you are unable to find your own path. At that time, you can think of Rabindranath Tagore's famous poem, Ekla Challo Re, Walk on Alone. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, at the end of the entire life, it's all defined by the quality of decision making and the actions that you have taken along the way. Now, here is a crux. Decision taken by yourself without any constraints, without any bindings. And in case you are taking a decision under some compulsions, then you cannot be authentic. You cannot even be happy. You are not successful. Materially, you may gain success, but then what does it gain if you gain the whole world and lose your own soul, says the Bible? There is infinite power in decision making. There's infinite power in creating your own life, even when you're not sure of the right path. Let's be very clear. You may not be sure what's going to happen, but if you take a decision, you would feel a sense of exultation, a sense of joy, a sense of pure, sheer excitement. The challenge is that many people are like those drivers who are driving a car and all of a sudden a deer comes in the headlights. And then they don't know whether to keep on driving and kill the deer or to stop and let the deer pass. So you have to take that split second decisions. But if you are suffering from decision paralysis, then you're doomed. And the decision paralysis is always the biggest hindering. hindrance to your finding your own path. But then this would be normal because you are under the impact of authority. Now, authority can be of diverse kinds, which I am going to discuss with you. But don't forget, blind faith in authority is the greatest enemy of truth. So, you cannot have blind faith in any authority. One of the key reasons that you are not able to create your own path is acceptance of the authority. There's a comment by Mr. Singh Jaspal, what should constitute decision making? Constitute decision making first is think of yourself without constraints, as I've just said. Divest yourself from all the chains, constraints of the various aspects of authority, which I'll come to in a short time. In just a couple of minutes, I'm coming to that. And once you're cut off from those constraints, when you're free from the chains, then you can take a decision. And let me tell you, I'm not talking about the right or wrong decision. No decision can always be 100% right, and no decision can be 100% wrong. The main point is you have to take a decision. Right or wrong is immaterial. Whatever happens, happens. So, acceptance of authority, why I'm saying authority are the chains, means being a blind follower and not using the intelligence. Objectivity is lost when you're following any direction. So, in order to see this closely and understand, let's analyze the authorities and the hundreds of authorities that affect your process of decision taking. And that's what I'm pointing out. You have got to get rid of the burden of authority. The first authority is the parents for the children. And it changes from family to family depending on any family's ecosystem. Parents can be direct and indirect authority to control the decisions. In some cases, parents literally command the direction of the kid's career, marriage, and then they can do it two ways. One is they have the emotional blackmailing angle. We are the parents, we have it. And second is the rich and educated parents impose their ideas smartly. So either it's wealth or emotional bias. But if you have to take a decision, then you have got to cut off, whether it's your marriage, whether your career, whether it's your education, depends on that. Second is the relations. Parents may be very accommodating, and the relations are the direct authority for parents and indirect authority for the kids. Most of the time, you'll say people say, "What will the relations say? What would the people say? What would the world say?" That is the biggest bondage, slavery. So, parents, relations, and especially if they're rich and influential, they can be authority because, again, the impact of the parents and the relations would change with the ecosystem. But there's one pressure which is not dependent on the ecosystem, that is the peer pressure. It does a magic before people even realize it. Your friends, your circle, the peer, the people you're working with, the people with whom you may come in contact. And it's no surprise that large number of people take their career decisions because of their friends joining a particular stream, college, or organization. You might have heard children say, "My friend is are going on a picnic, why should I not go? They are taking up this course, they are taking up this hobby, so I'll do that." Then, nowadays, another impact is of Googling, internet. Imagine searching the best college for a particular location. Imagine searching the best organization, and you might end up getting the one in the top, which are not the best college by any means of thought, but the way they are presented on the internet, you're supposed to get the answers based on promoted links, SEO backed search results. and the search results tell possibly the worst possible options at the top. The algorithms are meant to benefit the search engine owners, not you. And the people don't understand it. That Googling, when they're searching on the web, they are coming across the best advertised option, and that may not be the ideal option. Then there's one factor which we ignore: money. It's an authority for most people, and there are very limited few, who don't give undue importance to money. But if you cut money off, you would find you'll be much happier, and money would automatically come to you. Don't care for it, it will come to you. It will be a result of your correct, positive, authentic decision. Then superstition. Superstition is a strong authority to hold people back. So these authorities affect your phase of life, and the inability to choose your own life can wreak havoc on your happiness. Do not forget, happiness is a byproduct of freedom. And the moment you accept the authority, you are stuck with it, and achieving success is impossible unless you feel free. Now, one authority I have not mentioned, and which I always mention, is that of religion. Organized religion is the biggest and the strongest form of gangsterism. All religions are good to start with. The people who initiated the religion were honest, authentic, dedicated. But once they are organized, they are formalized, they become businesses. They are no longer religions. And the people controlling those religions are, in fact, the biggest barriers to your success. Killing, murder, rape, we have seen right from the time of Inquisition to the recent ones. And even yesterday, that firing at Israeli embassy in New Delhi or the hoisting of the Sikh flag at Red Fort, the religion permeates, and that authority, until and unless you can throw off, you cannot break the shackles of happiness. The root cause is that you seek solution from others. Now, the comment that was made, what constitutes the decision making? When you seek solution from others and you are not prepared to apply your own brain, then your decision cannot be justified, cannot be correct. So, in case you expect others to apply their brains for you, please mindful that they will first think of their own benefit. You go to somebody and seek his advice. Very few people, there are some, but very few who are absolutely selfless. First, they'll think of themselves. Is it going to benefit me? Is it going to benefit my community? Is it going to benefit my country? Not you individually. So you must be thinking that you know the authorities, what they are, how the authorities hijack your thinking process, and how do you manage your parents and relations and money and religion all the way. But these questions you want to ask me, ask somebody. Again, you're creating a bigger problem. Why should you depend on what I'm telling you, what somebody else is going to tell you? Because then to get rid of those authorities, you're creating another authority. And that's why I hate the quotation when the people quote anywhere. I said, what the hell are you doing? Can't you think for yourself? So and so said so and so. How does it matter? It's for you to decide. You need to ask those questions only to yourself. And that's where the real decision can be made. The real solution is with you. You are the problem and you are the solution. And it's not just a matter of career or education, it's a lifelong process. Picking the brains of the people around you can be of helpful, but then you have got to understand the thing from their perspective. And the advice may be very sensible as per their perspective, as per their perception, but may not be related to your circumstances, your situation. You can use the technology, you have the required inputs, but the key lies in questioning and using your own intelligence. When people believing that what's written in a particular book is right, or what is said by one great person who once lived on the earth is right, then they are going wrong. Absolutely wrong. Do they mean to say the other great people who lived were wrong? Do they mean to say the other books are just garbage? No. You have got to ensure that you don't tag others as in a negative sense. When you say that your holy book is great, you mean to say other holy books are not great? No. And that is where the problem lies. So divest yourself of all the extraneous things. And the right and wrong is created in your mind because of authority. My parents say so, my relations say so, my teacher says so, my guru says so, so and so said so and so. And that's why when the people put their quotes on my timeline, I simply delete them because they are just putting up the vomit of somebody on that. Question, analyze, reason. And when you reason, when you analyze, try to immure yourself, cut off yourself, put yourself in a isolation chamber, and then you will not be wrong. But you don't do that, you can be sure you cannot be right. So find your own path, divest yourself from all the chains, let all the barriers and the barricades be removed from your thought process. Let the extraneous people not impact you, not even me. Think for yourself. Be yourself, and you will be authentic, you'll be happy, and your decision making will be correct. Think about it, practice it, and you would not go wrong. Ekla challo, ekla challo, ekla challo. He set a goal, and he was right. And not, I'm not quoting him, but I'm using his words to reinforce what I'm telling you. Charter your path to the Mount Everest, cross it, and then maybe another Mount Everest comes up, which you have to cross again. But take the decision yourself whether you want to go to Mount Everest or you want to jump into the Arctic. That is your decision. Let nobody else, nobody guide you. But guidance can be there, just as I said, but not decide the matter for you. That is of imperative nature. Thank you.